You look fine.
Frank is always fine.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to be here today and can present you today our engineering suite. While our last meeting I presented you already our hardware range, or road hardware range, so you have already an idea about our peace of mind approach regarding our hardware. And today I want to show you the same regarding our engineering environment. Therefore, I want to use the analogy of the construction of a building, since all you are here in the room come from the building area, you know how to construct a house, and so I will use that analogy. For sure, you will never build up a house by yourself. You are not a handcraft man from, but you will know that you are able to extend, to modify, to enlarge your building, to have a certain flexibility during the lifetime of your building. And you will see in the next 10 minutes that you will get the same feeling, the same peace of mind feeling regarding our engineering suite. Let's start with the building of a house. Therefore, in most of the cases, you will use pre-assembled parts like the walls you can see here. That will fit in 90% of all the cases, and that will save cost and time while build up a house. But for sure, even it will fit in 90%, there are still 10% which will not fit by pre-assembled parts. Therefore, you need bricks and stones to build up your customized walls, customized rooms, certain parts of the building. And all the pre-assembled parts and the stones and the bricks are based on the same raw material, like sand, like water, like cement. And all that will finish at the end in the whole building in your house. So that's for the first idea. And now I want to switch to our engineering suite to show you that it's based on the same approach. Maybe you are wondering why I'm talking always about engineering suite and don't say it's software or something like that. It is the new or our approach that you have an engineering suite and you don't have to program. Programming was yesterday. Today, the state-of-the-art approach is graphical engineering. Just drag and drop, copy and paste, be quick, save time, and do it in a real good way that you don't need a certain programmer to find him back in the programming. No, everybody can find himself again in that environment. As you can see here, that is a so-called pre-assembled wall. We call it a template. It is a template for an automation device. In that case, it is a heating circuit. And from the last meeting, you know our hardware, and we have always a USB and Ethernet port. And the engineer will go most of the time online via the standard USB, as you know it from your office environment. Just plug it in, go back in the engineering environment, click online, and you will see that you will be in the same second online with your device. For sure, with power. With power, you can go online. Okay, but when you are online, you will see all the values in your engineering environment. But from your point of view, from the operator, I think it is much easier to go without any specific tool in the engineering environment online. For you, it is enough just take a standard browser, as you know from the office environment, Explorer, Firefox. Therefore, I need just a standard network cable as you have it in all your building. So therefore, I plug it just in the Ethernet port of my PC. Here it's connected with the Ethernet port of the automation device. and then you switch to the browser, go online with the browser, and you see the same values as you saw here in the engineering environment. You can see in the browser. So that's the analogy from your point of view when you go online via browser, or if the application engineer goes online with the engineering suite. So, as I told already, that are the templates, the prefabricated parts, and that will fit in 90% your VBAC application. But as in the construction of the house, there will still 10% remain, which will not fit with the pre-assembled parts. Therefore, we have the bricks and stones. We call it automation objects. And for example, when your heating circuit will send an alarm or an error in case a certain state appears, you just place an automation object, mail send, as you can see, and that's it. You add it to your automation device, another automation object, and it will do. So, what is the raw material? The raw material, in our case, is that instruction list code. The benefit for you here at this point is it is a hardware independent code. That application will run on automation devices from Saia-Burgess, which are already 10 years old, and even in the future, in the next 10-15 years, it will run also on the future automation devices. So you have always peace of mind with you that you don't have to change, you don't go in a limitation. You have always the possibility to change at any time your application. Therefore, you don't need a certain programmer or an expert which will cost you a lot of money. No. We, Saia-Burgess, we have set up a huge network of system integrators which are well trained, which are certified from us, which will provide you a serious work, will do a good job, and you have access to that network, and you are dependent on a certain company. You have a huge network, and they can do for you that job. So that means you are always flexible in that case. So, and now I go back to here. I will make a summarize. What was our goal today? I wanted to show you the analogy between the building of a house and the engineering environment of Saia-Burgess. Here again we have the templates for the automation object, for the web application like the pre-assembled walls. We have the automation object, the function blocks, which are the bricks and stones. And we have our raw material, which are the really hardware independent instruction list. So, at the end, I will share with you how you can archive for the next 10-15 years your really peace of mind feeling with our automation solution. You have access via web or via USB to all our controller. Your application is really hardware independent, so you have a real life cycle approach for it. You can make changes at any time. As I told you, you don't need a certain programmer. You can use every certified system integrators which we set up. We have a real huge library of prefabricated blocks, automation objects, so you don't need any specialist will write you a certain code. And you have all the maintenance and flexibility of the whole lifetime of your application. So that's what I wanted to show you today. I thank you a lot for your time and for your attention, and I'm available for further questions you may have. Thank you. Wow.